let us also appreciate the time as the National Union of Mine Workers. We also greet all the stakeholders without naming them because we may make a mistakes of not mentioning one of the important stakeholders. So we equally greet the stakeholders who are present here. And let us first appreciate the fact that we reached this stage, and we are proud to celebrate the impact that is done by all of us to make sure that we achieve a fatality-free shift to some of the companies. And it will be very important for us as NUM that at once in a year we celebrate to all the companies when they are achieving such a victory of a zero fatality. So it is very important that we take safety, as Gabriel already said, and other stakeholders that have already spoken before us, that we take safety as a priority, not by theory, but by practice. It is very disturbing to us as NUM that whenever we go to companies at times, we still find it very difficult to balance between production and safety. And we believe this is one part that we are still struggling. And it will be very key that we fight and make sure that as much as we are production companies who work for profit, but I don't think there will be any company that will celebrate a profit that is full of blood. So we want to agree with Ndatem Caesar that some of the practices or some of the good initiatives that are done at national level are not reaching the ground where people are or where these things have to be implemented. You find that the safety the safety structures, like your tripartite as mentioned by Ndatem Caesar, is intact at national level. You go down there, some of the structures are not involved, and some of the structures are getting second-hand information. And obviously, this is something that we really don't understand. And we call upon the companies that are still giving labor organizations second-hand information when it comes to safety. We believe that working together, as it was alluded here, that there was a time where all of us were facing a situation where all of us we didn't have an experience of how to deal with, which was COVID-19. And we went through those challenges by making sure that we join hands and work together. And in this particular time, when we face fatalities in the mining industry, we see no difference or no difficulty for us to work together and make sure that we treat each other equally. So we don't prioritize some of the issues which are not allowed to get involved by the organized labor. As the NUM, we want to also mention one part that we as an industry were lacking, the part of giving a moral support to our workers. And as much as we appreciate the impact that we're doing in terms of safety, but there is mental health that is still a challenge in all the industries. And we appreciate the companies that already initiated some of the issues that are covering this space. Because you only find that when there is an incident or a fatal, we always go there and blame each other. Obviously, this is something that is not good for us as people who are responsible to make the industry safe. One other area that we want to mention is the change of culture and tradition. We still feel that for us to improve more on health and safety, we must agree and adapt on change of culture and traditions on how we do things. There are a lot of issues that are happening there. Some are mentioned by AMCO. There are a lot of things that we can list that are still happening in an old way of doing things, of which we believe that if we can accommodate our workers and treat them as equal as each one of us, so that they feel that in a company, they are not there because they're employed. They are there being part of the company themselves. So this is one part that we feel as NUM that it must be taken care of And we must make sure that when we deal with change of culture and traditions, we really make things easier for our workers, and we accommodate all our workers on whatever that we're doing, and we're making a change. One of the things that are very much disturbing, I mentioned by Gabriel, I wanted to mention, but I don't want to waste time to repeat. But it is very disturbing that them says that at this particular point in time, we will find fatalities like the one of Rustenburg in Bakubung mine, where you find that there was section 54, and before that section 54 uplifted, then there was a fatal on the very same issue that section 54 was issued for. So these issues are issues that are raised that we are not working together, and we're not committed to make sure that we improve health and safety. It can be correct that there will be a regulator that will be responsible for the health and safety of workers, of which for us who are in the industry as management and the trade unions, we will only wait for the regulator to come and tell us where things are going wrong. This is where these things start. The regulator is there to assist us. So we must make sure whatever is picked up by the regulator, we are making sure that we even dig down to find what are the other issues that may emanate to a result to an injury or to a fatal, not waiting for DMR to tell us each and every time that there are non-compliance in what we're doing in the working place where we're working. And so with that note, we don't want to be long. We want to stress it too much, that we appreciate the fact that we are still making sure we're still able to achieve a fatal free on fall of grounds, to eliminate fall of grounds fatals. But there is still more fatals that are happening. And some of the fatals that are happening now lately, they are happening as if we don't have safety reps. Like a fatal where we find an employee was involved in a fire at a tea room. So these are the things that we can avoid. So these are the things that working together we can achieve, and making sure that we avoid having 25 at this particular time of the year. It's not a good picture. It's painting a wrong picture with us as South African people who are responsible to making sure that we're working together in terms of achieving zero harm in this industry. So we still call upon all stakeholders, and we avail ourselves as NVM 24/7. Whenever there is a need for us to discuss on health and safety issues, we are welcoming that. So with that note, Chair, thank you very much.